Hi, it's Jim from Animal Ability and fitness contributor for Wild Warrior Nutrition, which, by the way, if you want to get some great supplements to give you that grizzly strength, you may want to check out their website, wildwarriornutrition.com. So today I'm going to show some of the worst, mediocre, and best abdominal / midsection / core exercises. So let's get to it. Okay, for our first worst exercise, the classic sit-up, where you're basically just grinding your lumbar together, flexing your hip flexors in a terrible way, and then it's followed by the mediocre crunch because you're not really getting a good range of motion, even if you use an ab mat. The only thing that showed full EMG activation was a Swiss ball crunch, one of those body balls. Now here we go with a completely ridiculous thing that you see tons of people doing still. I don't know why. This is the double dumbbell side bend. And then this is the single side bend. This is mediocre at best. You know, yeah, you're going to build mass, but it's going to be in your side, you know, so unless you want a thick waist. And then here we go with what I like to call the ballistic hanging leg raise, because this is the way most people do them. They're completely out of control, you know, swinging their body back and forth. It does nothing. And here we are with the lying leg raise and thrust. Most people do not do these slow enough to even make them mediocre. They do them like I'm showing them, which is completely ridiculous. Their lumbar's off the ground most of the time they're doing it. And here we go with a classic wheel rollout from the knees. They're letting their back arch way too much. And then they wonder why their back hurts. I do not like this one. This is one of my pet peeves. Okay, now this one, I've seen this tons of times. People will tell you it's working their obliques. Some other people will tell you it's warming up their lumbar. Yeah, what it's doing is grinding their lumbar, you know, and causing, you know, minimal results and maximum damage, especially since most people do it fast, like this one. Completely ridiculous, you know. And then some people will touch the ball to each side, you know. Not a good thing to do. And here we go with the hyperextension. Now, this will look just like the other one. The problem with this one is it's back focused, lumbar focused. Even when you do the twist, if you're focusing on contracting your erectors, your lumbar muscles, it's just terrible for you. It's going to hurt your back. Now, here we go with the first best abdominal exercise. You can use a band like I'm demonstrating with. And this is a wheel rollout that helps you do them correctly. Inhaling out, touching your nose or forearms, exhaling back. Eventually you'll use lighter and lighter resistance bands until you're using nothing. Never letting your back arch. Now here's the camel method on your knees. You are keeping your chin to your chest, just as if you were doing a Jefferson curl, which is a whole different exercise, but same principle. And you're trying to let your spine unroll just a little bit to your out straight, and your forearms or knee or nose touches. Keeping your glutes squeezed the whole time. Now here we go with a good leg raise. Hanging leg raise, where you're actually going up smoothly and coming down even slower. No swing involved here. not going ballistic on them. And this is a Palloff press with a band. So banded Palloff press. This is an anti-rotation exercise. As you push out, it will try to turn you, but you are not allowing it. Now you're in an athletic stance. This is a really good one for stabilization on the heavier exercises. See, I was trying to pull you. I just gave you a little demo there. Okay, now here it is with the cable. So if you look at the weight stack, the weight is not moving. It is up, but it's not moving. It's trying to turn you just like the band. The difference with the weight stack is it's always going to be the same resistance. So with the band, you can gauge the resistance. You can stand further out to make it harder or closer in to make it easier. And there's my son's finger in front of the screen. Okay, now here we go with a Tate side bend. So if you see, I'm locking my arm out and I'm twisting down and in. That's the way the oblique muscles want to work. That gives them maximum contraction. It's not a large range of motion though. Now, I wouldn't advise doing a lot of these because it's still going to build thickness in the waist. So, and here we go with a kettlebell swing. This one's a great hamstring and glute exercise, and it's good for your midsection / core just because you're ballistically exploding your hips forward and you're trying to maintain a stiff core. Now here's a good medicine ball exercise. So every time you slam it down, you're contracting your side explosively. Just got to watch it so you don't get out of control. Now here's a glute bridge. You're driving with the heels. You want a straight line at the top from knees to shoulders. Squeezing the glutes to get up, not low back. Your low back's going to work no matter what. Now here's a hip thrust. This is the exact same movement except you're starting with your shoulders elevated. You also just want to make sure you're not trying to do a back bend on here. Here we are with a hyperextension, glute focus, squeezing the glutes and upper hamstrings. Trying not to let your feet splay outwards, but so much. So the only difference is you're squeezing the glutes. Here it is with the twist. You just want to make sure your focus is correct.